So a few of you guys have asked, just where do we put everything that we bring on our short weekend trips, long weekend trips? Because in the end of the day, the 755 is a pretty small boat. And also just how much can fit on the Quicksilver 755 weekend without being overweight and still having space to move around. So yeah, I'll walk you through it and show you. We don't have everything on board right now because it's just me, Julie, and the dogs out for the day, and but I'll tell you if something's missing. I'll tell you that that's normally where we have it, and then yeah. So let's get started. We'll start from the easiest thing. So basically, ever since I installed the roof rack, this is where the tender goes. So when the tender is closed, I mount it on here, and when it's open, I either mount it up here if we're not towing it, or we tow it. Because before having the roof rack, the tender would go in front there while it's closed, and then we could only tow it. And obviously we put things on the roof rack only during navigation, short navigation or long navigation, because when we're anchor away, we need the solar panels for the batteries. But yeah, it's also convenient, and it helps the kids and Julia have something extra to grab onto. So as for the water maker, we installed it under here. So basically, yeah, the water maker's installed here, all the tubing goes out, and then there's all that space for emergency water. Extra food, extra stuff. I think right now we have some beach chairs, some beach towels. I mean, it goes pretty deep, as you can see. So this was the best part, well, the best area of the boat, where we could install the water maker, keeping it above the water line, easy access. And as for the pick and drink system, so it's basically the extra filters that allow us to drink the water straight from the water tank. So from this, it's installed under this cabinet. So right there are the two filters. And right here is normally all the kitchen stuff. So plates, cutting boards, pans and whatnot. So basically that's connected to the water tank. So when the water maker makes the water and fills up the water tank, the water is drinkable, but because the water tank the water in the water tank has a foul taste, smell, it might have some particles. It's not always the cleanest. So by having these two water filters, it enables us to then drink the water directly from the water tank, which is why we don't have any bottled water. We have every trip we have a couple of bottles just for emergency in case something happens. Always enough to last us a couple of days, but we're talking about like 6 2-liter bottles, so it takes no space and no wastage in plastic. So yeah, water. Better than bottled water. Especially since I had some orange juice still in the cup. And so all the food is pretty simple. I mean, the Quicksilver is neat and great, as in it has space everywhere. I mean, also this little storage area is pretty big. Hello. I mean, Quicksilver did a great job in putting space and storage literally everywhere. And then there's also this jar, just filled with food. This is where we keep the knives and all the other cutlery and stuff. And here is where we keep the barbecue. So another floor storage. So the floor storage. So this floor storage under here is where we keep the barbecue and some other stuff. So basically this is the barbecue. Here's some bags, and then under captain's chair is where we keep the battery for the motor, electric engine, some tools, some boxes, and normally, so right here is where we keep like other bags, extra clothes, and stuff that we need. The electric engine, believe it or not, from that floor panel, when we lift it up, we slide it in and it goes to the left. So it goes in from there and goes to the left, and it stays nicely, can't really see, but it stays nicely where there's that bag right now. That's where the engine stays. So it's quick and easy to get out. So does this. And if we need like more space because maybe we're staying longer out or we just need more space, the barbecue, instead of being here, I just keep it here. Not the best place, but it works. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. So as most of you know, under the bed of the front cabin, there's a ton of space. It's actually pretty big, and we divided it into two. So half of it is for the clothings or storage space, and the other half we keep all the safety equipments, flares, life jackets, extra first aid kit, because the main one's under the captain chair, and then an extra one is here. It's nice because there's also like storage under here. There's a drawer here, and then we fixed wall nets so we can put stuff there as well. So as for where Sophia normally sleeps, right now it's just storage because the girls aren't with us. But normally here would be completely empty, and it'll be like Sophia's room, so her stuff, and Sarah's stuff as well, because on the right side there's like storage cubbies, because Sarah sleeps up in the dinette, but Sophia sleeps down here. Right now it's storage. So we have like, we just threw some clothes, but now it's all the cushions, the electric engines there, motors there in the bag, and all the cushions, so the front cushions. So right now we've just thrown in all the front cushions of the bow of the boat right there. But yeah, so the cubby spaces that I was saying earlier is basically, it runs all the way down under the bed, and it has all these little storage compartments. So then we keep all our clothes in like little bags. So stuff like this way, they just fit nicely like this, divided into basically underwear, swimming wear, evening wear, or whatever, pajamas. And then there's another section for other books and stuff. So I mean, it's tight, but it's really well organized. Like I said, they did a really good job in giving their users as much usable space, as much storage space as possible. As for the bathroom, here we installed the wall nettings as well. So this doesn't come standard. We installed this so we can clamp it up and take a sit-down shower. Not too easy to do with one hand. And we installed the floor drain, which goes out via the pump. So now the dry head is now a wet head. Obviously it's not the most spacious, most comfortable toilet and place to take a shower, but if it's needed, we have it. So if we can't shower outside, the girls can come in here, sit down, and take a shower in the enclosed toilet. And this is where Sarah sleeps. So most of the time the setup is like this because it's comfortable for anyone, for the girls, for Julia, and for me as well. So basically at night all we do is throw on the bed cover, pillow, and bed sheets, and then Sarah's all good to go for the night. And in the morning when we wake up, just take away the covers, lift up the table, and have breakfast, or have breakfast outside. And yeah, so there's more storage under. There's also plugs. There's one here, there's one in the cabin, and then there's another plug here. This one we mainly use to charge the vacuum. So normally down here it's really tidy. I mean, there's not all this stuff. There's only the second fridge and the cubby in the end with bags and stuff. So when we have to lift up the table, it's quickly because we don't have to pack anything. Because it's important on the boat to have everything arranged in a way that if you need to quickly move something, you can. And if you need to access something quickly, you can. So that's basically everything, more or less everything inside the boat. Yeah, might as well do a more complete walkthrough, I guess. So this is basically the captain's area where I spend most of the time when we're navigating. But this chair also swivels around and locks, so I can also sit here and enjoy like the living room. So like enjoy the living room area. So then instead of squeezing two people, we can have 3 people, and then I can sit in the captain's chair and enjoy the conversation or the meal or play cards. And there's obviously of course there's more storage down there, which right now there's just kind of stuff thrown around. Over here is all the systems. So this is the inverter control. This is for when we plug into the marina. That's for the boiler. And then here we have the Victron monitor, which tells us the voltage, the battery status, and some other stuff for the electronics, so for all the battery banks and stuff, which is nice because through the application you can log in with the phone, check how much your solar panels are charging, check how much the consumption is, check the history, the trends, and whatnot. I'd like to show you the outside space and everything under, but the dogs are currently there. Julia is napping and reading away, so we'll do that bit later. So here's the captain's chair. It's actually really comfortable. If you want to stand up and drive, you can lift that up, lean here, and there's a footrest. So here's a Simrad that comes with the purchase of the Quicksilver. It's the Evo S9 or 9S. No, wait, yeah. The bow thrusters, windlass, electronic flaps, the gauges, speaker selector for in and out or mix, the radio, other switches and whatnot. The Mercury throttle with the built-in active trim, which is a nice convenience, makes trimming easy. You activate the profile, so the sensitivity of how much you want it to trim up and down, and it does everything for you. So regarding the back of the boat, poppa in Italian, this is basically where we store anything else that needs to be stored. So everything on my left, well, let's start again. So everything on my right is the electronics. So we have the house batteries, the engine batteries, the inverter, the solar panel charger, the BMS, the filters for the water maker and all that. And on my left we have storage, which we normally, when we go on trips, we have our 3 20-liter gas tanks, which we store underneath. Next, and then there's the boiler, and there would be space for a 4th gas tank, but I would rather not have too many gas tanks. Yeah, under here we have the 3 gas tanks, 1, 2, 3, and then there's some more space here. Obviously now it's not packed in and organized, so it's a bit messy, but yeah, the barbecue gas tanks. That's the boiler, 20-liter boiler, and then here I don't really store anything here because it needs to be clear. Except this was over here for now. But yeah, so this is all the electronics, so the batteries, the inverter, the BMS, the solar charger, the water pump, the filters for the water maker, hydraulic system for the power steering, and yeah, so this is basically a semi walkthrough and basically where we store all our stuff. I'll make sure on the next trip to refilm some of the areas when it's fully packed, ready to navigate for a week, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, up to 10, 15 days, and this way hopefully we'll answer some of the questions that people have been asking, just where we put everything. And oh, something that was not included, so basically that is a container, because, well, that wasn't installed, so I installed the dry locker. It was basically just empty space that was not being used, so why not install a dry locker and create another cubby. This is basically where we keep all the deflated water toys and the dog's life's jacket and some stuff. And anything. And if it's empty, it's where we keep the shoes for the day trips. So yeah. And that's basically about it. Thinking if there's any other nut holes or storages, strange storages, but no, I mean there's a locker here. Down here, this is where we keep fenders and ropes. This is the electronics area. So this is where we can check the gray water, black water, the pump to empty it, fuses, battery switch, main power for the windlass. This is the water maker, so on, off, and flushing. And then obviously there's a bunch of other switches and fuses in the front, and there's some down here as well, but that's not really need to be, we don't really have to show that. So yeah, there's 2 more lockers under here and there. That's where we keep, or mainly we keep the fins, the masks, my spearfishing stuff, so it's out of the way and easy to get to when I need it, or when we need it. Julia's cleaning the boat.